Hi, everyone. We are a live round two. I'm Eddie Stone, the CEO of Touchstone Essentials. I just tried to launch this just a few minutes ago. It's a Tuesday roundtable. We're going to try to start using these to answer some of the common questions that people are asking. And as I was trying to adjust here and connect with a few people, I hit the wrong button and switched our camera around. So my apologies. Rookies can definitely still do the job. But I wanted to take the time today to answer a question that comes up quite frequently. In fact, it's come up really almost since the day that we launched the company back in 2012. And that's this common question of, well, what is Touchstone? What is Touchstone Essentials? And people sort of ask that from a variety of angles. And I love the question because it's a chance for me to really express what it is that we do and why we do it. And I won't try to go into all of those details today, but really how I would describe the company is we are a vehicle. And in fact, maybe I would say that we are three vehicles, or maybe you could call it, depending upon what your interest level is and what we do, we'll call it three vehicles in one. And the first one is we're a vehicle for optimizing health, making changes to your health, learning about your health, communicating to your family about your health. I mean, that's sort of the very first thing that we are for a lot of people. And we know this not only by our intentions with what we do, we know this from literally the thousands of people that communicate with us and share with us their stories, 5-star reviews from really all across the globe. And heartfelt stories, right? You've got individuals that are sleeping better. And while that may sound a little bit benign, if you're a person that doesn't have trouble sleeping, if you're someone that has a lot of trouble sleeping, that's a big deal. We're also a company, a vehicle that helps people regain their energy. And I actually believe the connection of sleeping better and energy, those two things are intertwined. People that find themselves sharper throughout the day, better able to sort of navigate the task and demands of the daily modern life that they have. We're a vehicle for individuals with chronic sort of joint pain and stiffness that through diet, exercises, changes they make, things that they learn from the company, the types of foods they eat, they see improvements. Now, I'm not going to try to promise that you're going to start all of a sudden leaping out of bed, but you might find you sort of tumble a little easier and don't find yourself searching for, that third, fourth, and fifth cup of coffee to sort of make it through the day. And we're a vehicle for a lot of people to better control their weight. Weight is really one of those endemic issues, not just in the US, but really around the globe in developed countries. And so that's also really for us a really big deal. Individuals better able to control their weight, lose their weight. And so in that regard, we're a vehicle for optimizing good health. And we're excited about our opportunities to do that. We're also, though, a vehicle for doing good. And you can do good by being good in terms of to yourself and the example you set inside your family, but also what you do inside your community. As an organization from the very beginning for us, which was really, while the seeds of the company date back to my first entry into health and nutrition and sort of realizing the role that supplements can play and bridging that gap between where people are and where they want to be. In terms of the context of Touchstone Essentials, really for us that began in the spring of 2011 as we're beginning to pull this thing together. And one of the things we wanted to do is impact our community in as profound a way as possible with sort of as wide a reach as possible. And for us, we believe that starts at the kitchen table. And we're a vehicle for those kitchen table discussions about health and nutrition, not just for the adults in the household, but for the kids in the household, perhaps the seniors that are in the household. We're really proud of that opportunity to do that. Today, that has manifested into a commitment. It's a bold commitment. I'll grant you that, but it's a commitment to reach, touch, impact 1 million families globally over the next 3 years. Now, it's a bold commitment to do that, but it's one that we feel like we've got to stand up to and do everything we can. And I won't be shy about saying that we're going to need your help to do that. So I would invite you to participate with us in this kitchen table discussion about the role in health and nutrition, not just in your physical health, but your mental health and the quality of the life that you live. And then the third vehicle that we are is we're a vehicle that can get you to the beach. And let me explain that. I've always felt that this was a vehicle that had the ability to carry someone to the beach. When I say the beach, I'm talking about whether for you that might mean the mountains, or it might be a lifetime of, say, service to others. But what I really mean for a lot of people is a vehicle that can help develop a retirement, or a situation where your income is coming not just from the things you do on a daily basis, but from a source that allows you to live your life on your own terms. In our society, we often think of someone that's living off an investment income as having that type of lifestyle. So for me, I refer to it as the beach. And I really believe nearly everyone I've ever met wants to make it to the beach. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, they're in a vehicle that puts that so distant out into the future, they almost can't conceptualize the ability to get themselves to the beach. And so in that regard, this is a vehicle to do that. And make no mistake about it, if you want to go to the beach or the mountains, or you want to get yourself in a situation where you can afford to dedicate yourself to service, you got to have a vehicle that creates a walk-away income, or an income that's not dependent upon your day-to-day activities. Now, there are really two primary ways that you can get there. One is through traditional work. With the discipline of savings and investing, ultimately you can get ahead of the curve, and the interest income off of your savings can be such that you can afford to live life on your own terms. And if that's something that you've done, or something you aspire to do, you have a great deal of my admiration for that, because it requires a lot of discipline that I admire. The challenge is, in today's world, with interest rates as low as they are and all of the uncertainties that exist inside of our economy, it's a challenge for a lot of people to think that that's truly a viable option for them. And so we become a vehicle for individuals that can build for themselves an income generating asset, not overnight, certainly something that would require time, but in this case, it's a vehicle that has a self-driving quality. And maybe that's the part I'm so proud of, is the digital strategies that have been encompassed into the system business that we have. And frankly, if you're a fan of what we do, then what you would find is not only our products, but the leadership inside the organization and the strategies that we have, they amplify your voice. And I believe you'll discover that over time would allow you to use this vehicle, this self-driving vehicle, to get yourself to that beach, or whatever that definition for you is, a lot sooner than quite possibly could be made otherwise. And so that's my answer. When people ask me, what is Touchstone Essentials? It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle for good health. It's a vehicle for doing good inside your community. And it's a vehicle to build for yourself the type of retirement, whether that's a retirement you want in the next 5 years, earlier than what most people tend to think about, or something else. But it's a vehicle to give you a chance to express yourself in the ways that you want, in the way that you generate your income. So let me leave you with this. As I answer that question for people, I always ask them a question in return. What kind of vehicle are they in? And are they in the type of vehicle that's going to carry them to a destination that they want to go to in a time frame that they want to go to, and leave them with the fulfillment that they're looking for? If you're not satisfied with the vehicle you're in, I'll invite you to take a look at ours, because we've got one that's quite special. It's self-driving. All we really need is your enthusiasm and your advocacy for what we're talking about. So with that, that's this week's questions. Please put your comments on the post below. For those that view things on YouTube, we'll have this up on YouTube here in the next day or so. And as we connect over the next days and weeks ahead on more of these daily roundtables, I'll look to make sure I address the questions that we receive in the comments. So with that, thanks everybody, and have yourself a great rest of this day and the rest of this week. Bye now.